guys aren't really used to seeing me do this, but this is how we're starting today's video off. If you guys want to just skip to the scooter stuff, go to here. But for now, this is like a new addiction for me. It's like a small one, but it's so much fun. Okay, that's enough of that. We're going to the skate park. Alright, we're over here at the skate park now, and as you guys can tell by the title of this video, you guys came here to find out when is a good time for you guys to switch over to new scooter wheels. This is a pair of MV Deluxe wheels that I've had on my scooter now for a little while, and we're going to talk about just kind of the signs of wear and tear that you should pay attention to prior to switching over to a brand new set of wheels. But before we do that, I gotta ride a little bit because there's nobody here. It's a beautiful day in February out here in California, so let's throw the GoPro on and have some fun. What an absolutely gorgeous day. The sun is shining, clouds are out, fall leaves are coming down. Don't like those throughout the skate park for the most. Whoa! Okay, see what I mean? That was a huge pile of leaves right there I had to get through, but we're enjoying our day over here at Cal Oak Skate Park, the local that we've been coming to forever. I got my scooter out. We have, of course, an entire Envy complete. Shouts out to my friends over there at Envy, and we're warming up. So let's warm up with a, we'll jump in here, we'll do a little bar spin, manual up this side, and we're gonna cut this little right-hand corner going down into the hip here, straight into just a quick little bri flip on the 8. Heel up on the hip, and we're gonna do feeble bar spin out here on this box jump, or not box jump, ledge. Really quickly, I want to point something out. Some people have been kind of like frustrated with my videos lately, not because of the actual content itself, but because of the GoPro. I recently got a GoPro Hero 13, and it has that like distorted look on the edges of the camera because it has like this super hyper view viewpoint now. So the edges of the video are a little bit distorted, but I personally like the way that this looks, and a lot of other people that watch my videos have been saying the same thing. They like the way that it actually looks like everything's moving faster. So for those of you guys that are watching and don't like that, I apologize. I filmed videos in standard view for so long, and I thought it was time for a quick change, so we made that change. Moving on, let's get a little line in here really fast. We're gonna do the up ledge over the other side of the box, quad whip on the hip. We'll add a tail whip to that bri and 270 bar spin coming back. All right, so we're gonna cut this a little wide here. I think I said, did I say bar spin? I think so. Quad, now bri whip, 270 bar spin coming back. Yes, sir. That wind was blowing so hard on me. I feel like a sail right now. How about a couple fly out clips really quick? I don't ever ride fly out. It's not really my thing. It used to be, but ever since I got older, like this, I realized that this sucks. It's not a lot of fun, but let's do a flip tuck no hander out of the 5-foot quarter pipe. I know a lot of people just kind of solely ride fly out, or at least they start to learn like that, which is awesome. I did the same thing. I learned on fly out clips. I learned a lot of my tricks right here on this quarter pipe, but it is very bad for your scooter, for one, because it's so much pressure going down. So the sooner that you're able to learn how to kind of just spread out throughout the skate park, start to take those tricks that you learned on a fly out spot to like a hip, the better for your scooter, which in turn kind of relates to this video because that will thrash your wheels. Thank you, people. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. How about a little ledge action really quick? We'll do let's do bar spin front board slide. Not my forte, just so we're clear, but we're gonna do it. Bar spin front board. We'll do a double heel flat, and then we will, I don't know, make something up. That bar front board is gonna be a little bit weird for me. Hopefully first try. Oh, it's kind of sticky. I don't do this. I do bar spins on vert ramps. Here we go. What was it? What was I supposed to do? I think it was double heel. I think that's what I was supposed to do. How about scooter fakie grind? Yeah, that's the old school stuff, boys. That's an old guy trick. So let's talk about scooter wheels really quick. Let's just talk about kind of a little bit of the history about scooter wheels. So the sport started out with a plastic core wheel, and they transferred over to a metal core wheel probably around the year, like, I put my front wheel down, probably around the year, like I'd say maybe somewhere around 2007, 2008. I remember the very first metal core wheel was a micro metal core, and they were $100 for a pair of wheels, which doesn't sound like a lot nowadays, but back in those days, you could only get them from Europe. So for us that lived in the US, it was very hard to obtain those wheels. We had to pay like 60 bucks in shipping, which again, a lot of money. I want to say the second company to make a metal core was Eagle. And Eagle's, ever since, they've kind of come back and forth inside of the sport. But from last time I checked, they've kind of just, I guess they're still around, but not really making wheels. But Eagle was initially a rollerblade company, like they made roller skate / wheels. Ever since then, you've had companies like, well, for one, Scooter Zone made a lot of metal core wheels. Of course, Envy makes, every scooter company nowadays makes a metal core wheel. If you still roll plastic core wheels, your wheels aren't lasting that long, I'll guarantee you that. The first metal core wheels, I want to say they were 100 millimeter. I believe that's what they were. And of course, wheels have changed. You've got like 110 millimeter, 120 millimeter, 30 wide, 24, 26, 28 wide. Wheels are just so different now. Different colors, different variations, different urethane hardnesses, rebounds, all that kind of stuff. You even have larger bearings that some wheels make. And you even have the Envy Tri bearings, which has 3 bearings inside of the wheel. But one thing that all wheels, every single wheel out there has in common, they're gonna break, they're gonna wear down, they're gonna give out, they're gonna chunk, they're gonna square off, your bearings are gonna explode, you could snap a core, it's dehubbing, like there's all kinds of things that happen to scooter wheels. And today we're gonna talk about what signs to look out for when you have a set of wheels and you think it might be time to start transferring over to a fresh pair. Now, the wheels that I run are the Envy Deluxe wheels. Let's take a look at these ones really quick and show you guys what my specific wheels look like. As I said just a moment ago, I've been riding the Envy Deluxe wheels for quite some time now. These are 120 millimeter by 26 millimeter wide wheel. Obviously a pretty crazy looking interior. They've done quite a bit of work when it comes to R&D, and the design team over at Envy has just done such a bang up job when it comes to these wheels. They're super lightweight. I love these wheels. I think this is probably my 5th or 6th pair at this point. This pair of wheels I've probably had on my scooter now, I'd say for kind of a while. It's probably like 4 or 5 months, which for me is a long time. I'm not easy on these things whatsoever, but one thing with scooter wheels, your back wheel 95% of the time will be the one that's gonna go first. Your back wheel takes so much more pressure when it comes to doing bride flips or flares or even tail whips, because all of your weight is leaning back, because most of the time people don't want to go over their bars, so they're always leaning further back. When you're doing tail whips, they kind of get slammed down. This is the one that takes the brunt of the work. Front wheels usually last, I would say on average, probably 30% longer, because these ones you're just worrying about how much they're actually spinning. They're not usually taking a ton of pressure unless your scooter flies out of your way, lands and hits a rail or something along the lines of that, bends it, snaps it, chunks it, whatever the case may be. That's usually about the time that your front wheel will go. Let's take a look at this back wheel here. So one of the things I want to point out, you have the profile of the front wheel, which is a very clean kind of, you can see that the curvature is still there in this area, like it's not a square, right? And for those of you guys that have been riding scooters for a while, you know what I'm talking about. When your wheel essentially squares off, it's kind of hard to show it like this. You can kind of see it a little bit better here. See how it's kind of like just sort of squared off, as opposed to having that initial profile, which was more of that curvature like the front wheel had. That's your first sign of knowing that your wheel is on its way out. Why is that such a huge deal, the squaring off of your back wheel? Well, it slows you down. You've got more surface area that's actually got to hit the ground that doesn't propel you forward like when you have a smaller wheel, because it's a little bit more of a point there, less friction, which is going to get you to roll faster, smoother, further, so on and so forth. A lot of you guys are going to say, well, Ray, what about your bearings? You just get new bearings, everything's fine. Yeah, okay, we can all get new bearings, but bearings break faster than the wheels. I think we can all agree to that. Metal bearing, metal wheel, no give, explosion. The way that starts to happen is your brake. If you start to use your brake more and more and more as time goes on, that's how your wheel starts to kind of wear down. It starts to get that flat profile, because you have a flat brake essentially. Obviously this isn't perfectly flat, but it's gonna roll down the entirety of the wheel and make it to where it's more square than you want it to be. Thankfully, my wheel, that's the only thing that's really going wrong with it, but of course it's a pretty big thing when you try to go as fast as you possibly can, like I do most of the time. There are other things that could happen to your wheel. For example, dehubbing. Dehubbing is a big thing that we scooter riders fear. We don't want that. You're gonna be riding your scooter, you know there's something wrong with your wheel, you can constantly hear that thing, and you know it's gonna explode soon. It could happen at any moment, and of course it always happens when you're trying to do the biggest trick on a quarter pipe, and you usually fall and get hurt. What dehubbing is when the urethane of your wheel separates from the core. Now this happens when you have a bad gluing compound that didn't stick to the wheel properly. It could be a manufacturing defect. You could have a wheel that's perfectly fine, but it's just old. You know your wheel's dehubbing when you hear this sound when you're riding across. Hang on, my wheel's not dehubbed. This is the post-production sound I'm putting in, just so we're clear here, okay? Just wanna make that clear. Envy, it's not broken, it's fine. Is that convincing? Surely that's kind of, maybe I'll just, that one might be better, yeah. I can't do the noise, all right? Another thing that happens to wheels that a lot of people probably experience, but I haven't experienced it in a while, is the core of your wheel breaking. I haven't had that happen in probably 6 years. It's been such a long time since I've actually cracked or snapped a spoke in my wheel, because MV makes really good wheels when it comes to like gap cores, deluxe wheels. If you're riding a full core, that's probably never ever going to happen. I've never seen that happen, but I have never seen a deluxe wheel actually crack or snap or anything like that. But that's essentially when you have like these little spokes right here, which could give, in reality, I mean, it is science. These things can get a lot of pressure put into them, and essentially it's just one of them will crack. And when it cracks, it's just gonna crack more, and eventually your wheel will fall apart and you won't have a wheel to ride anymore. You can't ride a snapped wheel. You can run a cracked wheel for a while. I would say if that does happen to you, be careful. You don't want to run a cracked wheel for that long. If you see that happen, if you have a spare wheel or one of your buddies has a spare wheel, please ask them. And if you are one of those friends that has a spare wheel, please let them use it. Your friend's gonna eat crap. He's gonna get smashed. He's gonna get wrecked. You don't want to donate teeth to the ground like I have many times. These are all fake. Toasted. Now, say what you want to say about every wheel in the entire world. Fair enough. I mean, I've got something to say about every scooter product that's ever been made because I've seen damn near all of them at this point. I'm an old guy. Some wheels are gonna break easier than others. I will say this for sure. MV wheels have done me so well when it comes to actually lasting a long time. So if you guys want to grab a really good wheel that's definitely going to last you a while, an MV wheel is a good alternative for you. I've ridden deluxe wheels, I've ridden their full cores, I've ridden gap cores, I've ridden all those, and they've all been great for me. Deluxe wheels, I would say, are my favorite so far. I know that I can ride these wheels with confidence. I know they're not going to explode out of nowhere, like if I'm upside down on a mega ramp or doing something as high as I can on a quarter pipe, or even doing fly out tricks. I know these wheels aren't going to just break out of nowhere. Of course, they're going to show signs of wear and tear, no doubt. If I rode this pair of wheels for a year and a half, they will break, but everybody already knows that. So get a set of wheels that you guys like, the look of for one. You like how they ride, the way that they're shaped. You like 120s, 110s, 26 millimeter. You like wider wheels. You like a 30 millimeter. Get the wheels that you guys like. Get the ones that you guys like riding, because eventually they're gonna break and they're gonna show signs of it. And if they do show signs of it, now you know what they are. And when they do start to show those signs, cop yourself a fresh set of wheels over at thescooterzone.com. These are my new green on green MV Deluxe wheels that I'm gonna throw on my scooter here very soon. Same exact wheel, 120 by 26, brand new PU. Now you guys can kind of see that curvature of the wheel that I was talking about when it came to that pair of wheels being a little bit more squared off and this one not. That's what you're looking for. This is a brand new wheel. I'm excited to ride this. Huge shouts out to MV as always for sending me some of the best parts that have ever been made in the scooter industry ever. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope that you guys all enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned something, and I hope that when your wheels start to show those signs of wear and tear and they're gonna explode, you have a set of wheels that are a backup. If you don't, hit me up. Maybe I'll have something for you. If you see me in a skate park, ask me. I might have something in my car for you, and we'll get you back on your scooter, back riding, back having some fun. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Later.